everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today we've got every single LEGO Star Wars Bounty Hunter minifigure all together in one collection. This is a pretty popularly requested video from you guys, and in front of us are 34 minifigs. This makes up the entire Bounty Hunter collection. Almost half of all of these minifigs are made of Boba Fett's and Jango Fett's, and I actually made a different video that just focuses on those two characters. So when I chronologically go through this collection in order from when all the minifigs were released and how much they're worth, I'm specifically taking note of all the bounty hunters except for the Boba Fett's and Jango Fett's. I'll leave a link for that video if you want to check it out, but let's just jump right into the collection now. First one up here came out in 2002. This is Zam Wesell and appeared in the set Bounty Hunter Pursuit 7133. She's got a really nice sort of lavender body with some great printing on the front, and she is the changeling in that pretty long chase scene from episode 1, so she does come with two printed faces. Her accessories include a pretty nice helmet with folding goggles, and she comes with a black musket piece. Not very common, and it looks pretty good. Brand new, she sells for around 30 bucks on BrickLink, and when we jump up to the next year, we get a pretty classic character. Here is Greedo. He came out in the set Mos Eisley Cantina 4501, and he looks great for a first iteration. Arm printing for a minifig at this year was extremely uncommon. This might actually be the first year that they tried it out, and you can see his arms are actually pretty much entirely printed, which they don't even do anymore. But if you take a look back at the character from this scene, the printing all up and down the arms like this really gets the look perfectly. Oddly enough, Greedo in this set doesn't actually come with a blaster. So not only does Han shoot first, but I guess he's the only one that shoots in this case. This guy in good condition is at least $35, but I'd say you'd probably end up spending around $40 for him, and we don't get any new bounty hunters for a couple of years now, and the next two guys came out in 2006. Both of these guys are classics, and they came out in the same set actually, so I'm going to show them off together. They came out in the set Slave 16209. On our left we have Dengar, and on the right we have IG-88. The droid is made of no real exclusive parts, though they do look good in chrome, but he only comes out to around $4, while this original Dengar minifig goes for around $12. When you see them with their weapons now, they certainly look a little bit more dated. IG-88 can't even hold his gun straight, and Dengar comes with one of those old camera pieces which looks like a giant blaster. You can only imagine with such a giant weapon that he has a pretty brutish face under that mask. Or not. I think he's officially the most adorable LEGO bounty hunter. Once again, several years are skipped until the next bounty hunters are released in Star Wars, and here are 3 new guys that came out back in 2010, and let's focus on that classic again. Bossk was one of the 6 that lined up for Vader, and though he did appear in the Super Star Destroyer set, he also came out originally in the Slave 1 set 8097. He's a really cool character, and aesthetically he looks awesome with the green skin and his yellow spacesuit. Both of the prints on the front and back look very nice. He came with a large blaster rifle and sells for a minimum of $18. These next two guys also originally came out in the same set together, Cad Bane's Speeder 8128, and on the left we have the blue-faced Duros Cad Bane, and on the right we have Shahan Alama. The red rag on Shahan's head definitely reminds me of something like a pirate, but he's a very interesting looking minifig with his 1 gold arm. And he's got decent printing on the torso and a nice print for the head. I like that there's some printing on the back of it as well. He came with a single blaster rifle and regularly sells for around $4. Cad Bane's here is awesome. He's got really nice detailing for the front of his torso piece, and in general he's just an awesome character. He's got a really great print for his face, and you can see his breathing apparatus piece looks nice on him, and he definitely kind of goes back to the old Wild West version of what you might imagine for a bounty hunter, and he is one of the only minifigs that dual wields blaster rifles. And actually in just a second we see an even more deadly combo. He doesn't actually have blaster rifles in the story, but his long pistols probably look best in this form. They probably could have made him a silver though. Even though this guy is more common than Shahan, he does come with a few less common accessories, and maybe just his coolness factor brings him up, but he is about $8 on BrickLink. Our next year, 2011, brings us the most minifigs in a single year, most bounty hunter minifigs that is, and we come with 5 guys. So first let's check out the new versions of IG-88 and Dengar. They were both released in the Super Star Destroyer set 10221, and Dengar definitely looks a lot better. The printing on his body looks really good on both sides, his face printing is absolutely better, and I really appreciate that he has a LEGO built pack on his back. He came with a blaster rifle and sells for a minimum of $19. $15. IG-88 on the other hand is dark gray now instead of chrome, which actually makes more sense. He really wasn't a very flashy robot. And oh yeah, this is the more deadly weapon combo I was talking about. He's got a regular blaster rifle in one hand and a much larger blaster rifle in the arm that's straight. And instead of having different studs that make up his head, he now has a cylinder piece that's printed that's supposed to show off his sensors. And that little print on that piece is the only exclusive thing for him, and it makes him worth $25. The next 3 figs all came out in the same set, and right now we're looking at Aura Singh. What a happy bundle of joy this character is. LEGO actually did a pretty good job putting her to life. All the printing works well, she has an evil kind of smile on her face, and that is a custom made hairpiece just for her. She's about $8, and let's move on to the Zabrak Suji. She doesn't have a headpiece that looks like a Zabrak, but there is a little bit of printing on the front and back of her head that shows some horns. Altogether, the print detailing isn't too bad on this fig, but there isn't anything too special. She does come with a blaster rifle and her knife, and sells for around $4. Last bounty hunter from this set, and I think the coolest one, is Embo. The printing for this fig just looks a lot cooler, and I especially like the sash that goes onto his legs, and I really appreciate that his hat or shield or weapon is just a regular piece with some printing on it, and they use that really old piece for some armor on his shoulders. The printing on the head is great, both the front and the back, and everything is really nice about this guy, and his selling price is around $8. Skipping a year, 2013 brings us a new Cad Bane. He came out in the set HH-87 Starhopper 75024, and this time he only comes with one blaster rifle, plus he has no breathing apparatus, and the print on his face also reflects that. He's got the same hat, the printing on his body has also changed, and I do appreciate that there is now printing on his back. He sells for about $5, and before anybody says anything, no, Obi-Wan dressed as Rako Hardeen does not count as an official bounty hunter minifig. This next guy is a separatist bounty hunter, and he does kind of look like Rako, but officially he's just a bounty hunter, and he came out in the set Jek 14's Stealth Starfighter 75018. All the armor printing on this guy looks great. I really like the look of that Mandalorian style helmet he's wearing as well, and at the moment he is selling for around $7 on BrickLink. 2014 brings us just one new minifig, and he's not actually new, he is the latest version of Greedo. This guy came out in the set Mos Eisley Cantina 75052, and while he does have printing on the legs, which is nice, he is by no means a better minifig than the original Greedo. Technically, the printing for the pockets on the vest is more accurate, but we're just never going to get arm printing like that ever again in LEGO, and it looks so good for this character. Not to mention the plastic used for original Greedo's skin also looks a little bit more accurate. He goes for roughly $6, and let's jump up to 2015 where we get Sabine Wren. She makes this list because she does indeed have a history as a bounty hunter. This is a great looking fig, a nice looking custom hairpiece with those orange highlights, and maybe I'm biased, but I think I like every minifig that comes with dual wielding weapons. She came out in the set Ezra's Speeder Bike 75090, but she also came out in the set Imperial Assault Carrier 75106, and in this set she comes with her really cool looking Mandalorian helmet. Probably one of the best looking Mandalorian LEGO helmets that's out there. Anyways, we're just about there. Moving on to 2016, we get a brand new Sabine Wren. She came out in the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced set 75150, and the most noticeable difference you'll see right off the bat is that her hair actually changes colors. She's got the same expressions and the same dual wielding pistols, but the detailing on her body looks a lot better. I really like how the printing on the torso matches up just right with the printing on the legs. She's basically a brand new minifig, and the price might level out after a little bit, but right now she's selling for around $12 or $13 on BrickLink. And our last bounty hunter minifig that came out in 2016 is Dengar, and this guy was released in the set Eclipse Fighter 75145. Now there are 3 of them, and oddly enough this makes him one of the most reproduced bounty hunter minifigs around. The differences between the last 2 Dengars to come out and the very first one are pretty darn apparent, so I'm just going to show off the 2 most recent next to each other and we can see the differences there. The printing for this most recent guy I think looks the most accurate compared to what Dengar looks like in the movie, but the detailing itself seems a little bit sloppy compared to the other guy. Both the faces look pretty good, there isn't too much different there, and I guess I like the newest Dengar's head wrap just a little bit more. Once again, he is a brand new minifig just like Sabine Wren, and the price is probably not stabilized, but he is also around $12 on BrickLink. And there is the collection, or half of it I suppose. We didn't go through Boba Fett or Jango Fett, that is an entirely different episode. And if you haven't seen that one yet, I do suggest you watch it. It is our most rare collection I think to date. Anyways, I do like this bounty hunter collection a lot. We just get a bunch of different looking alien characters, which is a lot of fun. I think there's about 10 different species altogether. Alright, and it is just about the end of this this collection video and if there were any new Bounty Hunter minifigs that I would like to add to it, well, that choice is actually pretty simple for me. We definitely need Zuckuss and Forlom from that scene in Empire Strikes Back. It's hard to say when and if we would ever get those guys. I mean, the Super Star Destroyer set came out and they weren't on it, so I hope they somehow get incorporated into Star Wars Rogue One. Okay, and I think that is it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe or like this video. And if you have any ideas about another LEGO collection you want to see in the future, you can let us know in the comment section below. Once again, thanks so much for watching. I really do like making these collection videos for you guys, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.